You approach the site over a winding path surrounded by blooming meadows and buzzing bees. The house is in sight. You walk on and feel the ground change under your feet as you approach the block. There are several paths to enter. As coming closer, one notices that the bee room facade is divided into elements. Some of them stand open, and colorful painted bee boxes shine through. The traditional drying rack served as a basis. The east, west, and north facade have tiny openings that originate from the traditional Walser houses. Here in the west we enter the house. A covered recess, the original stable entrance, welcomes us. The closer you get, the more the splashing fountain and a particular scent of beeswax invites us. Loving and excited children stand in front of the well whose overflowing water feeds the bees outdoors. To your left, the beekeeper's stainless steel tools glow in the darkness. A centrifugal machine, a filling pot, a wax melter, and much more stand in the storage and exhibition room at the same time. Through the next door, you enter the beekeeper's workshop. The central stove and a staircase define the space. A total of 4 niches provide room for flexible configurations. A niche to display, change, a work area to repair, and a storage area using the cold coming from the quarry mansory. Freshly bottled honey and pollen are ready for sale. Small tools lie around and reveal the traces of current activities. Here we reach the first floor through this staircase and arrive in front of the stove. The kitchen, a high and narrow room forming the link between the beekeeper's entrance and the bee room. Depending on the needs, the kitchen is a yard to harvest honey, feed the bees, or simply space for community. The bee room is an elongated and high space. The density of the beehives changed from time to time. The most beautiful thing was when I, dressed in white like an astronaut, went into the bee cosmos. And sometimes you find yourself just sitting on the hives, feeling their humming and resonance. The back door is always open for spontaneous bee visitors. Here, an atrium that directs the light, the noise of the fountain, and the views. In a shop, one can gather even if the beekeeper is not on site. Again, through the kitchen, one can enter the parlor. You find yourself in the midst of a loving and talking community, sitting around the table. But there are times when you find yourself all alone in its silence, watching the light shine down on you. Here we reach the private sleeping area and arrive again in front of the stove. On the other side is a summer room that is only accessible by a ladder. As the morning light arrives, it gently awakens the residents. Alcoves that are protected by curtains provide niches to sleep in. Tired limbs rest, wake up, wash, read, and repeat the rituals of everyday bee life.